Hey you guys, Ashley here, and today I'm going to share with you how I Copic color and paper piece my little stamped images. This little one is so cute, so this is what we're going to make today, is this super cute little paper pieced Anya. She's called Lovable Anya, and she is a greeting farm stamp. You can find her over at the Not2Shabby shop. I will put a link below for you guys for the shop, and I'll put a direct link for this stamp set. She's called Lovable Anya, and if you do head over, you can use my coupon code CraftyGirl to save 10%. There's also going to be two other Anyas that are being released today from the greeting farm, so definitely check those out as well. I'll link them below. So this video is going to be a little bit longer. I'm not going to be speeding it up because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing as I'm coloring and as I'm paper piecing. So I'm just showing the products here that I'll be using. Again, I'll be using Lovable Anya and this Lawn Fawn paper pad, which is called Let's Polka. And I'm going to use this gray sheet here. It's so cute. It's a really nice steel gray color, and it has those really cute white hearts on it. I'll also be using these Doodlebug heart jewels. I love these little jewels, and I just think one of those popped on that little spot on her hat is just going to be absolutely adorable. So I'm going to start out by stamping the images. I will be stamping them using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This is my absolute favorite ink when I do my Copic coloring. I haven't actually tried any other inks because this was the first one I tried and I just loved it so much. So I'll also be using that acrylic ink block. And now I get started with the video. So this is actually the only part that's going to be sped up. It's just me stamping out because that part is pretty easy. So I'm just putting it onto my acrylic block there, and I'm just using that Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And then I'm just going to stamp this onto some cardstock, and the cardstock that I use is just the white cardstock from Recollections at Michael's, and I believe it's 120 pounds, and I really like that cardstock for doing my Copic coloring. So I did stamp that little image out twice, and then for the paper piecing, you just have to stamp your image onto whatever paper you want to have your paper piecing. So I'm using this cute little heart one, and now I'm going to fussy cut out this little image here. So I'm going to cut out the little hat and the little outfit and the little boots. Now, I use sewing scissors for cutting. I know there's a ton of really great fussy cutting scissors on the market, but these are just the ones that I use. And so I'm going to cut on the black line. When I'm doing cutting for my paper piecing, I always like to leave the black line. I think that's very important. It makes it look crisp, and it just makes it look better, I feel, if you show the black line. So I try to leave as much of the black line as I can. So I'm just cutting this cute little hat here. And as I said, these are in real time. I don't have them sped up. I just want you guys to, sometimes I speed up my videos, but for this one, I just want it to be really showing how I'm doing it so that you guys can get an idea of how I do the paper piecing. So there is that hat. It is so easy to do paper piecing. I love it so much. I really think it adds a lot to your images, and it allows you to get a lot of use out of them. Like, I know there's only so many colors of Copics, but this just adds super cute images on it. I know that if you have paper in your scrap bins, or if you have favorite pattern paper that you're hoarding, this is such an awesome way to use it. I just cannot get enough of paper piecing. So I am just cutting out that little shawl there as well, and the little boots. And I'm just going around and trimming off anything that I don't need. And then the part where the dress is and the shawl are, I just cut apart from those as well. Oh, I'm just cutting out the little boots here. Now, you could do more than one type of paper piecing. You could paper piece the hat with one pattern paper, the boots with another patterned paper, and the dress with a different pattern paper. But for this example, I'm just using all one color. I thought it looked really cute with her all in this little gray outfit. So I'm just finishing off with those pieces, and I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to do some Copic coloring on the outfit, but I do end up paper piecing all of it and just leaving a little bit white. And I do find when I'm fussy cutting these images, it's nice to have the cardstock image right there that's on the white paper, because then you can see more clearly on the white where you should be cutting. So I use that as a reference when I'm looking at these dark paper pieced images so that I can see where I do need to cut, etc. So, oh, it looks so cute. So I'm just showing how you could have just the dress like that, and you could color in the shawl or use a different type of paper piecing, or you could put that top part and just have the sweater or her little like shawl paper pieced, or you could have all of it paper pieced. So that is the paper piecing portion. So that part's all done. So now I'm going to set these pieces aside, and I'm going to do the Copic coloring. Now, one trick for paper piecing is to do the Copic coloring before you glue on the paper piecing, because the Copic marker can run into the paper piecing. So I'm going to get started with the Copic coloring, and then I'll add the paper pieces on at the end. So I'm going to start with the skin first. So I'm going to use E11 and E00. Those are the two colors that I use most often. So I am beginning with E00, which is the lightest color. And I'm going to go just all around the face in my lightest color. And I apologize for the shaking of the camera on this video. I did actually do this in bed. I was sick last week with quite a bad cold, and so I was super bored in bed, and so I was doing some coloring, and I thought I'd put the video on so you guys could see. So it does shake a little bit in spaces. I'm sorry about that. So now I'm just coloring the arm, and I'm just putting it where I think the shading would be. And now I'm going to go in with the next color, which is the darker color. It's E11. And there are many different skin tones you can use. If you Google it on, or if you search it on YouTube, there are a ton of amazing videos to teach how to do Copic coloring. I am no expert. I am just showing how I do it. And I did actually take a Copic coloring class. It was the online card classes, I believe. Online card classes, and it was with Christina Warner and Jennifer McGuire and a ton of other really amazing ladies. And I definitely think I could use more classes, but that class helped so much. It was a beginner course. So definitely, if you're interested in learning about learning how to use your Copics, that's an amazing way to start. So now I'm going back with the E00, and I'm just shading that out. And now I'm going and adding some color over top of that dark. So I'm blending that dark out. Sorry guys, I'm trying to still the camera there at that part of the video. So I'm just bringing that shading out. And again, I know this video is slower than most of my other videos, but I did just want to leave it right at real time so that you guys were able to really see how I did the blending. It's hard to tell sometimes when the video is sped up, so I hope that some of you will find this really helpful. So I tried not to blend too much into the middle because I want that lighter reflection in the middle of her face. So there is the skin, and now I'm going to add a little bit of blush on her cheeks. I'm going to use R21, and her hand is covering where I would normally put the blush, so I just blush it around the hand a little bit, and then there on the side of her face as well. And then I'm going to, once I have that R20 down, I'm going to go back with the E00 and just blend it out a little bit just so that it just is a little bit more smooth there, and blend it out. So that is the skin. That's how I do it. So I'm going to show it up close so you can see. Now you can stop at this point, or what I like to do is I like to add white on the cheeks with my white jelly pen. So I'm just showing you another image that I had colored. The same one actually, this one where I had the little white cheeks. So you could leave it like this if you prefer, or you can go in and add those 3 little dots, which I love doing. I just think it makes it look so cutesy. I love doing that on my critters, and just recently I started doing it on my Anya stamps, and I just think it looks so adorable. So there she is with the little white dots on her cheeks. So that is it for the skin tones. Now we're going to do the hair colors. So I'm going to start by showing you what colors I'll be using here. And this is my favorite color combo for hair that I use all the time. So I'm going to start by using E53. And this one I'm not going to do any of the hair flecking to begin with. I'm going to just put this color where the shading will be. So I'm just adding some of that color there. And this is where I want the highlight to be. So now I'm going to go in with the next color, which is E55 or E55, and now I'm going to start doing a flicking motion with my Copic marker. So I'm just going to start where the root would be, or start where the end of the hair is, and flick out. So I'm starting the top here where the most shadow would be, and I'm just doing some flicking motions there. And I find it easier to turn the paper as you are coloring. So I turn it quite a bit because it's much easier if you angle it for yourself when you're doing it. So turning it so that your hand is directly where the flicking motion's coming from. So now I'm flicking out on that side, and then I'm going to go back and do the other side the same way. Now this little Anya image is a really amazing image if you are new to hair coloring and you're just starting out, because there's not a ton of hair to color, but there's enough hair that you can still do some coloring of it. And it's a really cute image. I just love her little pigtails. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, I showed how you can paper piece the Anya's hair. So if you don't do Copic coloring and you want a little people image or a person image that has no Copic coloring to do, say you just want to leave the skin just one plain color and you're wanting the hair to be like more fancy, you can paper piece it. So maybe in another video I'll show how to paper piece the hair. So now I'm going in with the next color. This was E57, and I'm just flicking out with that color as well. And you just want to leave that little highlight of a lighter color of hair coming through as if the light is reflecting off of it. So there is that part, and now I'm going to go in with the next color, which is going to be E59. This is the darkest color, and I don't like to put too much of this color, so when you are using the darkest color, try to be very minimal with how much you put, just because you don't want it to get too dark and cover up all of the work you've done already. So now I'm just finishing up these little pigtails, and still with that little flicking motion. And then that last pigtail. And that about does it. So that is how I do my hair. I hope that part was helpful. So I'm just showing it to you up close there. I think it looks really cute. And now I'm going to show you how to paper piece those little pieces on that we had from the beginning. So I'm going to start with the little hat, and I'm going to be using this Quickie glue pen. I love this pen for paper piecing lately. It's really awesome because it doesn't get glue all over your fingers the way a glue stick does, or some of the other materials that I've tried using for glue. So this is perfect. So you just it's like a pen basically, and you can just write on where you want the glue to go, and it holds really nicely as well. It's really good for little spots, but it's just as good if you're adding a big piece like this. So I'm just adding that glue to it, and then I'm going to stick that on, and she just looks so stinking cute. I'm just giving that a good little press there, and then I'm going to add on the next piece. So this time I just added the glue right onto the white cardstock there. It's easier just to apply it on. And now I'm adding on her little boots. And now I'm just trying to decide if I want to leave it like this and not add on the little skirt, or if I do want to add just the little skirt on. It all just looks so cute. So it just shows all the different ways you could do it. And then I'm adding all of it to see what that looks like. So cute. And I decide that I want to put it all on because I just love that little outfit so much. She looks so stinking cute. So I'm going to use that cookie glue pen again and just adhere these last few pieces on. So I'm going to add on her little shawl or her little jacket. And then I'm going to glue on that little skirt part. And I do go just at that point and add white jelly pen to her eyes. I had got a little bit of the skin tone in that area, so I'm just adding the white, and then I go over top of those little dots on her cheeks again just to make them a little bit darker. And now I'm going to glue on that little skirt part. There we go, and she is done. So she looks so cute. And now she needs some bling. So I'm going to add one of those little heart rhinestones that I showed at the beginning of the video. Again, these are by Doodlebug. They're the heart jewels. This one's the lily white one, I believe. And I'm just adding one of those little hearts to that little button or clasp that's on her hat there. And I just think that totally makes this little image so adorable. She is just so stinking cute. So now I'm going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella, because what is an Anya without some Wink of Stella? I will link that below as well. Jamie does sell this in the shop. And I just love this shimmery stuff. It is like glitter, but it does not come off on your hands. And it's just the tiniest little brush applicator, so you can just add a tiny little bit of glitter there. It's so cute. And so you can just see that little bit of glimmer and shimmer there. And now I'm going to cut out this Anya. So again, using my fussy cutting scissors, I'm just going to cut her all the way out so there's no white part showing. And I'm just giving you guys a good view there of her. So now I'm just fussy cutting out on the black line there. And I cannot wait to use her on a card or a project. She is going to be precious. I will be using this exact image on a design team project in a few weeks. And so you'll be able to have seen this video and know how to make her. And then I will link it in the new video so that in case you guys missed this one. So I'm just cutting all the way on the black line there. And that little jewel just moved a little bit as I was cutting, so I just put it back in the right spot. So I'm just finishing off by her boots there, and then I'm going to cut between her boots because I don't want any of the white part to be showing. And now at the top there, you can see there's a little bit of white by her neck, and I don't want that to show either. So I'm going to do something that probably a few of you are going to gasp at, but I'm actually going to cut through her hair right on that black line. And then I'm going to cut off that white part. I just think it will look better and it will look cleaner as an image if I had that off. Because then when I put her onto a project or a card, what's going to show is what is actually behind her and not that white part. So I know some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, you're wrecking your super cute image, but it's totally okay. And when you do see the finished project, it will make it look so much better. And you'll never know once it's adhered to a card or a tag or something like that. So there is my super cute Anya. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to some of you, and I just think this little girl is so stinking cute. So again, this one's Lovable Anya. You can find her over at the Not2Shabby shop, and I will link it below, and don't forget to use my coupon code if you do head over. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye now.